If you're cruising with kids, the biggest mistake parents make is overpacking. We've done a lot of cruises with our kids. Aiden is 11 and he's been on 15 cruises. And honestly, cruising with kids is way simpler than people think if you bring the right things. These are the highlights of a cruise packing conversation I had with Erika recently. On a typical 7-day cruise, it's usually 2 to 3 pairs of regular shorts, a pair of jeans or pants, usually 2 bathing suits, a couple casual shirts or dresses for the evenings, and one nicer outfit for formal night. Obviously socks and underwear as needed, but that's it. They'll rewear the shorts, they'll change their t-shirts, and nobody really notices. As a parent, you'll know best, but keep it simple, especially for the warmer climates. For shoes, we do one nice pair of tennis shoes, whatever their best pair is at the time, and one pair of sandals. The tennis shoes can even work with dressier outfits because cruising is pretty casual these days. And there's really no reason to bring dress shoes for just a few hours of use. And good quality sandals with grip are a must around the pool because cruise decks can get really slippery. One thing we always travel with, especially when our kids were younger, is a travel stroller. I've linked one of our favorites below. It's a little bit more expensive, but the thing has survived many trips. We've probably pushed that thing hundreds of miles. An umbrella style stroller also works really well and it's a little more affordable, but large strollers, especially with the wide strollers, just don't really work well on cruise ships. Elevators, hallways, tight spaces, it's really a pain. I think, especially if you're a little bit more budget conscious, umbrella strollers work really great. And honestly, when our kids were younger, we traveled with 2 smaller travel strollers instead of just one large stroller. That was way easier to navigate than trying to push one big stroller everywhere. All of our kids seem to get motion sickness. We always bring motion sickness medication, and that's really important. We start giving it to them 1 or 2 days before boarding the ship, so it's already in their system. Ever since we started doing that, nobody gets sick anymore. A first aid kit, we always travel with a basic first aid kit. Band-Aids, Neosporin, liquid bandage, a thermometer, chewable Motrin, and chewable Tylenol. The liquid bandage was a lifesaver in Rome when Ethan split his head open. That's a long story, but it definitely saved the day. And you can buy those items on board or in port, but they're usually a little more expensive. It's just easier to bring them with you when you're packing and getting ready to go. And if you're traveling with a baby, you're gonna need diapers. They don't weigh very much, so we always pack a few extra just to be safe for the entire trip. Especially if you're going to a warmer area, bring some swim diapers because swim diapers can be rather expensive in port or on the cruise ship. And formula or milk, we measure how many ounces we expect to use every day, and then we dump it into a large Ziploc bag. We just flatten that bag in the suitcase, and we bring exactly what we need. And if you're bringing bottles, don't forget a little brush and a little soap to clean those bottles. We always double up with the young kids or strap the seatbelt around the baby. And Erika, you've got to decide what you feel comfortable with. I know when we're traveling, we typically never haul a car seat around. Also keep in mind, if you're traveling with a baby on a cruise that's less than 3 years old, research if they have a nursery so you can take some alone time. Having a nursery on a cruise ship is a big plus, and that's one of the reasons why we really like Royal or Carnival. It's great, especially for the younger kids. Also, quick reminder, if this is your first cruise, drop your questions in the comments below and be sure to subscribe for more cruise and travel related content. So sun protection is non-negotiable. We love rash guards for the kids because it covers the arms and shoulders and avoids major sunburns. For sunscreen, we bring the sunblock sticks for the faces and we'll use spray for the legs. It's faster, it's less of a mess, and the kids usually don't fight it. Also, a hat is a big help in warmer areas, so I definitely recommend bringing a hat. Cruise ships and candy stores. Our kids love the candy store on a cruise ship, and it's a total money waster. Our rule is 1 visit for the entire cruise, 1 day only. So before the trip, we usually take the kids to the store and we let them pick out some candy or whatever their favorite snacks are. They want to have those snacks for the week or a little bit of candy. And that way we're not buying candy every single time we walk past the candy store on the cruise ship. Also, your cruise ship sail and sign cruise cards, be sure to set your child's card to a limit or block them from spending so they don't go crazy and start buying everything. If you have a balcony, swimsuits dry fast. If not, bring at least 2. We also travel with a small travel clothesline, or we'll use some binder clips so swimsuits don't fly off the balcony. and I've linked that clothesline in the description of the video below. One thing that really helps also is a cruise ship approved power outlet. Cabins often have limited outlets, and if you're traveling with devices, this makes a huge difference. For dirty clothes, a small hamper is nice, but honestly a plastic bag works just fine, and we always bring a plastic bag or a Ziploc for those wet bathing suits at the end of the day. Also, I should mention packing cubes are great. Some people love them. We've used them, but we really find that they're not necessary. Finally, you're gonna hear a lot of advice about what to bring on a cruise with your kids, and a lot of it is great advice, but you really don't need to get carried away. For example, people always recommend nightlights, which are great, but cruise ship bathroom doors usually have about an inch of gap underneath the door, so we just leave the light on at night, and with the door shut, that kind of acts like a nightlight in most cabins. At the end of the day, keep it simple, don't stress. Cruising with kids can be really easy. And if you have any suggestions or questions, please leave them below in the comments. Thank you again for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.